Hello, everybody. Welcome to another daily dose of gaming news and all that good stuff. And as always, I also publish on Rumble and on Patreon for extra support. Any kind of updates, usually I go about on Twitter X, and I really do apologize. I'm still a bit under the weather. I got my, I think it's the sinus part of the head. It's been too much. My voice is, I think, is completely different what it's supposed to look like in the normal days. And yeah, with joint pain. It's kind of those fevers, kind of flu without the fever. It's the worst ones. But yeah, yesterday I couldn't even speak that well. Today I'm a little bit better. I'm just trying to do like a quick update on the new stuff here. It's going to be a shorter video than usual, but I'll try my best. I will try to upload and publish Midnight Suns episode, see if I can manage to do that. But I've got just a reminder. I've got the Monster Hunter Wilds beta videos that I did manage to record around five videos, around almost 1 hour each video, trying to get along and see the at least my main objective was trying to get around and get the combat basics, trying to lock in that to see how it feels. And I'm pretty excited for Monster Hunter Wilds when it comes out in February. And again, hopefully we will get the demo a little bit before the launch of the game. But yeah, other than that, let's go to the news. It's been a while since I covered Stalker 2 Heart of Chernobyl. The PC requirements were revealed. The game is coming up in around 7 days or so. 20th November, I think. For everybody. But yeah, we got some interesting things here. I think this game is on Unreal Engine 5, if not mistaken. It's been some up and downs in the development of this game. But yeah, interestingly enough, hmm, I don't know. In some instances, uh, if you want to get around 4K 60 plus FPS, it's going to you're going to have to unlock the upscaling. Given that, again, my system specs are here: 7700X, a 7900 XTX. I got 32 gigabytes of DDR. I think they are locked. Yeah, they are locked on 6,000. My timings, I think I squeeze it to 30, 32 between those. I don't remember very well. The storage, again, this is a thing that will be more common to a certain degree in bigger games. We will start to see a lot of space on discs being occupied on games, again, mainly because of the assets. I think to a certain degree it's a good thing, because to give better visual quality, games will start to demand more space to be on the installation process there. But yeah, they strangely enough, they recommend here. I recommended settings, which is 1440p 60 frames. I'm not sure if they try to on the optimization process, if they went and tried to target the best I don't know, best settings here for 4040p around 60 frames per second. And then probably people, if they have some issues with this in terms of depending on the hardware, try to use upscaling to play 4K with that. I'm not exactly sure, even though, again, the mainstream or the main market of consumers will don't doesn't have a PC to play at 4K 60. That's more than obvious. I think we are in a conjunction here between 1080 and 1440p, mainly because we've been seeing some Steam hardware surveys. The majority is ramping up to have proper hardware to play around 1440p. I think also in terms of monitors, how they are being sold and everything, what is on the market. I think people are reaching to a point that almost the sweet spot now. It's 1440p, 60 ish, around that, because even to in this game, a 4070 and a 6800 XT, it's quite a little bit on the high side, even though they are older hardware. But yeah, I think we are on the cusp of probably next year. We're starting to see with the upcoming GPUs and CPU stuff that is already out. I think we might see some changes in people trying to upgrade to try and reach this 1440p 60 frames per second kind of in all games scenario there. But yeah, interesting enough, the hardware seems okay. Again, if I am assuming this is Unreal Engine 5, it's going to have some, it's going to pull on your hardware regardless. But for a frame of reference, even NVIDIA pull out their own internal benchmarks. Again, the gray ones are without the upscaling, so without DLSS, and the green bar is with DLSS. Again, taking into account around here with 4070, which is very low end on this 40 series. Uh, yeah, you can, again, 30 frames per second. Again, here supposedly the high, we don't know what kind of graphical settings they are choosing here, but on their own benchmarks, okay, this is 4K, forget about it. Yeah, 1440p, 4070 is reaching around 50-ish frames per second, which is on the bare minimum. They are using what kind of settings here? Max settings, okay. I will assume high settings are the best one for the 4070 Ti to reach that frame rate there on the 4070. But yeah, even playing in 4K, we don't see a lot of upscaling in terms of performance between each GPU. Even using with the DLSS thing, again, it's I think it's the fact that it's in Unreal Engine 5, the game there. Um for example, here in 1080p, we are seeing a little bit of CPU bottleneck here, around between 85 and let me, can I press? Yes, I can. Sorry, I should have done tried that earlier. If okay, yeah, as you can see, this game is a little bit CPU bottleneck. Again, this is 1080p, even with max settings. It seems a little bit bottlenecked on the high end in terms of the GPU use, because if you go about here, you can see that there is some bottlenecking on this GPU side here. And when we reach the higher end, it seems that it is the CPU being bottlenecked to a certain extent. But yeah, very interesting. Again, Unreal Engine games are very demanding. Even with the 4090, we will still struggle to reach like higher playable frame rates here. As you can see, 50-ish. But again, they out their own DLSS technology to reach 100 plus frames on their hardware there. But yeah, at least you can have a sense of what we are going to try to reach. Again, a 4060 supposedly, or around that kind of performance, you'll be able to play around 1080, 60 frames per second supposedly. Again, I will assume medium to high settings, and if you ramp up the upscaling technology, even with again the 4060 8 gigabytes, I'm not sure, depending on how demanding it is, but probably you'll be able to reach 1440p with this hardware, with the DLSS there. But yeah, interesting stuff here. Then we got more news, confirmation. We already knew the Celebrate PC version was coming somewhere in time, but supposedly they are aiming for coming 2025. Again, we only have a year. We don't have like the first half or the second half of the year when it might come. But yeah, at least we got confirmation that it's coming next year. And the only internal projections, they are expecting to sell more copies on PC than PS5. Again, considering that Steam has the most largest user base in gaming, I think even if you put Xbox users and and PlayStation users all together, it doesn't still match the Steam user base. So again, I think we'll taking my chances here. Probably will double the sales from PS5, hopefully. But yeah, again, because of the fact that the larger user base and recent explosive success, sorry, of a similar action game, Black Myth Wukong, again, all this together, they are expecting a little bit more sales. Projections probably, I think, double. I'm not sure how many copies they already sold so far. It doesn't say here on the article here. But yeah, and also the studio itself is Shift Up is planning to expand overseas with the new office to be established in Los Angeles. I don't think this is the best idea to expand to Los Angeles specifically. But yeah, we'll have to wait and see how that goes. And the company certainly has a lot to invest. Again, they did a big IPO here of $320 million that they raised in July. We'll see how that goes. And for PS players, next week there's going to be a free update adding photo mode and the DLC collaboration with Near Automata, which is one of those games that I really want to play. Also, Near, both Near games, and we are assuming again when this comes to PC, the version of Celebrate comes like a collector's edition or director's cut or something like that, or like a GOTY version with all this extra stuff that had been heading on on PlayStation on to the PC version. And again, hopefully, we'll get more details on the specific launch date. So you can, I don't think it will come early next year. We got the Monster Hunter Wilds. Um, I will assume they are aware that there are big launches, upcoming big launches. We'll have to wait and see when this comes. And then lastly, we got Neowiz. Interesting enough, it going to publish a game with a Poland-based studio, sorry, Zakazane, to publish their debut title. It seems like it is RPG, Western RPG, or neo-Western RPG. Again, Polish developers usually they tend to favor RPGs in a narrative style. We have the biggest example when they came up, CD Project Red, when they come with The Witcher, the first Witcher, the second Witcher. They are very were narrative driven on the story side of things. Again, only Witcher 3 open up a little bit more there. But they usually have interesting takes. We got the recent one that was launched, which is the Thaumaturge. And they have excellent authors of literature on very dark stuff there, neo noir stuff that they also usually go about there, which tends to go a little bit on the narrative side of things, and the RPGs usually tend to go very well with that because you can role play with the character and the narrative webs that you can pull out in a game like this. And interesting enough, this studio is led by Jan, Piotr, Radoslav, and Marta, which are basically ex-developers from CD Projekt Red, 11-bit studios. Again, unfortunately, a lot of the good developers and even on managerial position that were on CD Projekt Red, most of them, the ones that were pretty good, they just bailed out and founded their own little studios, and they are doing their own little games at this moment in time. And some of them seem pretty good, and I'm expecting to be pretty good games, even if they are indie games. Might be some shorter experience, but again, as long as they are good, I don't care if there is shorter or longer games there. But yeah, got here some quotes from Neowiz. Again, these guys are the same ones that publishing Lies of P. So that's why I covering this. When we first met Zakazane, we felt a minimal kinship around their passion for developing projects that profoundly captivate the audiences. Their upcoming neo-Western RPG will be a key addition to our portfolio and reflects our ambition to build lasting franchises across PC and consoles, which is good. Together, we will create a brand that unites quality and storytelling for gamers to cherish for years to come. Okay, it's just an announcement at this moment. Um, Hopefully, we'll get news next year. Again, I will try to keep my tabs on this little studio here. But yeah, again, I'm already getting tired of speaking. But yeah, I'm going to wrap up with some gaming deals. Dredge is still on sale around a day or so. This is the deluxe version, 40% off. We got Bioshock the collection. We still have around a day or so. Again, this is the remastered version of the first two, plus Bioshock Infinite and all the DLC associated with the games. We got Midnight Suns 85% off on the base game. Again, I've been having a blast with this one. It's a very recommended price here at this moment in time. So I will not be playing the DLC because I managed to claim the game for free on Epic Game Store. So yeah, at least the base game so far I can recommend, especially at this price point. Then we got from the same guys that do Midnight Suns, which are Firaxis. They also have now XCOM 2, the collection. Again, this is all this package. I think it comes about $8. And again, I really do recommend if you want to try afterwards mods. I really do recommend to buy this as a bundle because most mods will need at least War of the Chosen, um, and some of them usually require tactical legacy packs, all the little DLCs, because the way the mods are used, they take advantage of this assets that are on these DLCs. But yeah, it's pretty cheap, pretty good still for this time, of the fact that it's I think almost 8 years since the game was launched, but still pretty good. It's kind of a benchmark of turn-based isometric games there. On GOG, we got Children of Morta Complete Edition. We got Deus Ex Human Revolution Director's Cut, 85% off, and the sequel, 85% off. And then we got Wasteland 2 Director's Cut Digital Edition, 75% off, and then Wasteland 3 Colorado Edition, which has the how is it called? This the playable stuff there, the season pass. Sorry, but yeah, sorry, a little bit tired of speaking. My breath is not the best at this moment in time, but I wanted to make something to cover some interesting news, at least some tidbits here and there, to keep myself on par with the news there. But yeah, with all that said, I will wrap up here with a plug on my Patreon for extra support. This extra support is for me to get a better storage solution so I can get backups or stuff that I do for my clients, and of course some extra space for the videos that I do for the channel. And with all that said, hope you have a wonderful day, and I'll see you in the next one. So till then, Kunamy Master out.